you ready?
Yeah, are you?
It is Friday in most calendars around the world, and that means it is time once again for Friday Night Hockey on the Independent Broadcast Network. I am Winners of the One. I'm here with Aila, and we are here to bring you all the action. Amigo Meepos here. Hello, man. Friend that helps keep the game alive around the world. This is a worldwide game. It is Hockey Question Mark. It is a free-to-play game. It is made by Cryptic Sea, and you can get it at hockeyquestionmark.com. And it is a thriving game, believe it or not. And if you watch the show, you might not believe it. If you watched last week's show, we had, I think, one game took place out of the 3 that we had scheduled. But we have high hopes for this one, as this is the official last week of the season before everything goes into playoffs.
Playoffs.
Playoffs?
Playoffs.
Playoffs.
We're talking about playoffs?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Not yet. We're not talking about playoffs yet. So, we will be soon. We will be next week, from what I understand, unless there is a break in between the regular season and the playoffs, which I do not think there is. But don't get me lying too early in the cast. We'll wait till later. On the schedule, we have the Freedom Commies starting things off. They're scheduled to play the Utopic Unicorns. 20 minutes after that, the Knights of Jerusalem versus the Mighty Dicks. And Seuss is Loose, after an open skate, is scheduled to take on the Minnesota Minnesotans. Now, there is a tie for first place right now, which makes things very interesting. Knights of Jerusalem, the Puckbenders, and the Freedom Commies are all tied with 6 points at the top of the division. Seuss is Loose and Team Fancy are right there in fourth. Minnesota Minnesotans with 3 points right underneath them. And so things could get interesting tonight. As if they're not always interesting. We thank you for joining us for whatever may happen this evening. One never knows here on Friday Night Hockey. But yeah, thanks, Migo. I was wondering about the European stuff. Yeah, there is an ongoing tournament in Russia. Okay, yeah, Russia, of course, we talk a lot about them. Probably the best country in the world at this game. But I feel like North America is catching up little by little with the count them, 4 leagues that they have going. So that definitely helps. And I guess we will find out what's happening here. Ask. Do we have teams? That's always a good opening gambit here. And it's a good question, a question that may not be able to have a true answer. Yeah, and then Tidge from the Knights of Jerusalem, they are in game 2. Yes, maybe. Okay, yeah, these are filling me with a great deal of confidence in how this evening is going to go. Hey, come on, the playoffs are on the line here. The end of the season. This is the big battle night. This is where. Oh man, So yeah, well, we may have some bots coming in to take the place of whoever. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, we'll just do that and see what happens. When we start resetting everything, then we'll see how things scatter about from there. But yeah, when you get towards this part of the season, sometimes it gets kind of tough to assemble the full teams. Somebody else did a reset. Okay, that's good. So we will hopefully see what happens here. Well, we'll see what happens. We're going to bring you all the action, whether it happens or not. Freedom Commies versus the Utopic Unicorns. And it looks like that is possibly about to get underway. Freedom Commies definitely here. They have Botislav, one of the bots. Gila Floor, Splash, and Novastar 19. And, oh, actually, I think that's the Unicorns. Okay. And so we're doing great so far. In blue, Ristus Hipoff, Putin a Tree, and Dick McButts. Yeah, those are definitely the Freedom Commies. Okay, so there we have it. Freedom Commies in blue. They are down a player to start things off here. So, I think they are going to try to make it short-handed. And they could have a pretty good outing in doing so. It is hard to tell. But the Utopic Unicorns, a team with a lot of pride and not a whole lot of history, but the history that they've built already in this league is very solid. And so, yeah, even though they may not be in the running for this, they're still going to have to get past these guys. And Dick McButts shoots and scores shorthanded. 1 minute into the game to make it 1-0. Long shot coming in. That goes wide, but very close. And cleared away. A lot of kennel for the Swedish CSGO scene. What happened to NIP? They had a McDonald's hamburger named after them, which is, I think, one of the highest honors that an esports team can get. I know that a lot of these teams in the HQML would love to have a McDonald's hamburger named after them. But America's starting to pick things up in CSGO finally. They have really struggled for a while since the good old days, the CPL, or come to Dallas and play for 125 grand. But Gila Floor, the beautiful shot there. And that ties things up. And so goals 1 minute apart or so from each of these teams. Utopic Unicorns, Freedom Commies, deadlocked, but not for long as Putin a Tree going up top with that one, making it 2-1. How about that?
Getting it done.
They certainly are, and there's a nice back pass, and that'll rebound right in front and off the post. So a tough one, long shot coming in. This will go wide left. And now turning, firing towards the middle. Will be up against the corner. Gila Floor trying to put one in front, and it just goes off of the side of the net. Go after it, not able to get anything done with that, and now the puck going the other direction. Here come the Freedom Commies. And they've got, okay, Space Bull is here, and I don't think Space Bull is supposed to be here. Oh, great. So they've got an extra player out here. I think he's gone now. Okay, good. And the way I see it, I don't know if you can't even get 4 players in, you get somebody else comes in. But Dick McButts is second of the game. We get 3-1. Wow.
In the words of the poet Kanye, history in the making, man.
Well, history may be laying it on a little thick, but we always do promise esports history on these casts, and we try to deliver whenever possible. But credit to these guys for showing up. I mean, this is a very important week in HQML Season 10. And Guy Lafleur with a very important goal. Off the backhand, he will make it 3-2 with a very nice shot. And we've got quite a game on our hands, even with a short-handed Freedom Commie team. Although Botislav there, he seems slightly AFK. So I think Botislav is actually a bot, so I don't know if AFK is technically the term for it. But the Freedom Commies, they've got Hipov in the net. And he'll face a double team here. And Guy Lafleur with another one. The hat trick to tie things up at 3 as the first period comes to a close. I think it does. Yes, it does. Okay. You never know. Sometimes there's a last minute score there towards the end, and you hate to put too fine a point on it before it is too soon. But it's safe to say that we will start the second period tied at 3. Freedom Commies shorthanded by 1, but it is not slowing them down any. They don't have Matt here, but they do have Dick McButts, and he has been good. Oh, the shot there and the follow-up. He couldn't get it off the first shot. So he circles around and puts in his own rebound. Dick McButts. My goodness.
Hockey question mark y'all.
Yeah, and he missed several games or several seasons there for a while. But when he came back to the game, he did not miss a step. And now here are the Unicorns trying to push it back the other way. And a big save comes out all the way. It's Ristas Hipov doing good work there between the pipes. And that's kind of what you have to do when you're shorthanded. But splash! We'll tie it back up again. Guy Lafleur, who has scored all the other goals, will get the assist on this one. And 4-4, so a very wild game that we are seeing so far. And remember, we're playing this with the goalie mod turned on. So, is that a chance? No, it will go just a little too far. As things sometimes do in this league, go a little too far. Off the post again, and he's going to turn and look for the spin move. Not able to execute that. Dick McButts will instead have a breakaway, and this is where you don't want to leave him out there. And he will just lay one in and make it 5-4. Yes, but this is a first-person hockey game, and you don't have the kind of body collision on the puck that one would expect for the goalies. They're just able to use their stick, in particular the blade. But with the goalie mod installed, and it is installed here on this server, on the Royale Cheese server, you can use your full body to make stops just like that. So for a lot of time, it has made for lower scoring games. Oh, he just gave that back to him. Oh no. And Putin a tree misses on the initial shot. And it just goes right back on the stick. So at the second effort, we'll put him up by 2 here. Puck now way up in there. This will take. Oh, it's back again. And who knows where this one is going to land. I've got it. And it's bouncing towards the net. Oh, and a save by Hipov. Yes, that one. He's happy to have the goalie mod on for that. And another good save on the other side here by Novastar, who's playing in the net for the Unicorns. But yeah, sometimes the physics do interesting things. And yeah, that one, 2 high bounces and then just immediately just started flying at high speed towards Hipov, but he is able to make the save on it. So good stuff. And now Unicorns trying to come back. That one blocked. And big collision in the corner. And it's going to be Dick McButts coming away with it. Splash is going to try to head him off. And McButts pushing his way through. Oh, and the drop pass. Nobody home for that. They are shorthanded still. So instead, he'll just take it himself and get it back down to Putin a tree. And he's got options here. In fact, he'll just put it into the slot, and Dick McButts does the rest. My goodness.
Hockey question mark y'all.
Indeed, indeed. Making it 7-4 as the Freedom Commies are looking to be the top seed in the Season 10 playoffs. With this performance so far, it's been very big offense. And one thing with fewer players on the ice, it does make for a more wide open kind of game. We've seen that in the past, and really right now this is the only 4v4 league in North America. Everybody else switched to, oh, a shot there. How did that not land? Oh man, they just got snake bit. And the long shot here will be saved by Novastar, and that will do it for the second period. But yeah, internationally the game is played with 4 skaters, 4v4. And not too long ago, the LHL and the other, the RSL and eventually the JSL, I believe they are all 5v5 now. A big transition at first, but it has definitely changed the style of play of the game. But when you play World Cup style, when you play international style, you play with 4, and so HQML is really the only league left, I believe, that does still have the international format and the goalie mods, so it's very unique. And some back and forth passing. Oh, but they're going to end up skating past it as a race down the corner. And Sammy has joined the Freedom Commies and taken his place in the net. So that is just in time for the Commies. So they have a 3-goal lead here. They will.
I am ready for the finals.
Yeah. Well, aren't we all? Aren't we all, Ayla? But we still have a few formalities to get through before we get to the. Where did that come from? Yeah, at least we're seeing some entertaining games here. Dick McButts with 6 goals. Wow.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, it is 8-4. They have doubled their lead here against the Unicorns. And looking for another Dick McButts from the tough angle. 7 goals for Dick McButts. 9-4. Remember, there is no mercy rule. Yeah, the Unicorns do have Patrick Sharp out there. So some bots getting in on the action. There's the hockey bots. DVD has been refining the hockey bots, and they've been a valuable addition to the game. They're learning. He says he has the puck. He does not have the puck right now, but at one point he did. Okay, now down in the corner. And we'll battle for this. And the battle won by Freedom Commie. So he's going to leave this here, though, and Utopic Unicorns at least move it to center ice for having that one knocked away. Oh, and this is going to bounce dangerous in front. Dick McButts, an easy one for him, and 8 goals. Double digits for the Freedom Commies. And with 2 minutes, a little less than 2 minutes left to go in this one, it appears that the Freedom Commies will be the number 1 team going into the playoffs. Not the finals, Aila. We still have to do the playoffs. And as we always say, showing up is half the battle. And the Freedom Commies won that half of the battle, and the half that involves actually playing the game, they're doing pretty well at here as we near the 1 minute mark of this one. We've still got a couple of games on the schedule and an open skate. So lots of chances for some hockey tonight, and we thank you for joining us here on the Independent Broadcast Network. It's April Fool's Day, which is usually try to stay off the internet as much as possible in April. You know, it's amateur hour for comedy. And yeah, it was funny the first few times, I guess, if that, but what you're seeing is real, and it is spectacular. And the Knights of Jerusalem just came in mobbed up with about 10 people. They are serious. They are ready to play, and they will play next. But this game was all about the Freedom Commies. They fire on an open net and pass it by. But we'll have another chance here, and not able to get all of that. And that will do it. FC over UU 10-4. That's how it will look in the annals of history. I'm not downloading hentai during HQML, or else you'd see it on the cast. This is the Royale with Cheese server is actually on a completely different server. And the fastest internet backbone in the world, Chicago, Illinois. And look at that. Look at the Knights of Jerusalem. Aila, we could just end the season and give it, just crown them. Just crown them right now. They actually showed up. And again, Knights of Jerusalem, of course, sponsored by Tom's Onion Rings. So it's a big deal. Big sponsorship deal for KOG. Another team that has risen to greatness. And of course, a sponsor of the caliber of Tom's Onion Rings has seen that greatness and has said, we want to be a part of that shit right there. And so they have. But wow, just the 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see my finger on the screen? No, you can't. That's a middle finger if you can't. 5, 6. That is 6 people. Wow. Unbelievable. What a performance already from Knights of Jerusalem. And remember, half these guys are like from some other far-flung part of the world. And it's like 1, 2 in the morning over there. But they show up, by golly, for Friday Night Hockey. They can join the millions of people watching around the world. I mean, thank you for being part of the million strong, the IBN Army. So the Mighty Dicks, they said, I believe they will have at least 3 players in a bot. So that's good. So we're already, at a better batting average than we were last week, fam, where we got 1 game in. So this is looking like, dare I say, could we have 2 actual games that were scheduled that will actually take place? A testament to the greatness of this league. And again, this is the oldest running league certainly in North America. The longest running hockey question mark stream in the world for sure. As we have been covering the game since it's been a few years now. We've seen a lot of changes and we've seen a lot of growth, believe it or not. And even in this season, we started out with 10 teams, and attrition whittled that down to 8 by the time the season was at this point. And I don't know, 8 teams is pretty good as far as I'm concerned. Yeesh. Is the stream on? Yeah, it was on earlier. Hold on, I will check and make sure. Yeah, I see it right now. Yeah, we're here. We hope that you are here too. Momentarily frightened. Of course, we did move back over to Twitch TV. Thanks to our good friends at Twitch TV. IBN 1 and IBN 2 back in business, as you can see. So, are we in? Yeah, right? Yeah. Cool. Let's give the rundown of the lineups. KOG with extra players. They'll start RJ Zamberger, Ryan O'Reilly, Capital Skis, and Braden Shinjerry. For the Mighty Dicks, they've got 4 out there. Bodislav, John Montequest, Tic Tac, and DVD. So we've got a real bona fide game on our hands here, and a bona fide shot that will go just wide. As this one now being handled by Capital Skis, who is doing the net minding work for the Knights of Jerusalem, and a nice play there. Got it down on the stick and got it in the net. R.J. Zamberger. That goal brought to you by Tom's Onion Rings. 1-0 is your score. And KOG taking an early lead. The Mighty Dicks are one of the oldest and most storied franchises in hockey, question mark. As, I believe Botislav there is an actual bot. So he's going to have to use all his AI skills, and he does a full body save there to keep this one out of the net. And he'll turn and take another attempt at this, and Ryan O'Reilly will get a second goal for KOG, his first. And with 3:35 left in the first period, they are starting to build a pretty good lead. Interesting.
Most certainly.
And now long shot, Capital Skis handling that easily. But here's a good chance with the puck. Oh, just getting away from them there. As the attack being launched by the Mighty Dicks, and now they will just dump and chase on this one as Tic Tac and DVD will go for it. Braden Shinjeri with the long pass, stolen shot coming on Capital Skis, big save. And got a little extra on that save. The puck flying, settling down in a nice spot here, and the shot just beneath. That's going to go behind the net and away. Again, it will be Capital Skis. He's out by the face-off circle with time and opportunity. We'll get this pass on. That is broken up. And yeah, he's asking if the goalie bot moves. He sort of does. If you saw there at that angle, he does kind of follow the play. There he goes. And what a stop. Oh, now he's got to it gets a little there to sweep it off the line. And Botislav, another big save. Oh, it's just like that Google bot that beat the Go champions, man. Botislav stymieing the attack of KOG. A plethora of saves. And now they will try from another angle. And Tic Tac there to take him off the puck. So a good goalie always needs a little help from their defense. For Botislav, oh, and he gets a little help from the post there as that one bounced off the inside, but not over the line. So no goal. So here comes the attack even further. Another big save by Botislav. And if there were a crowd in the stands, I believe they would be chanting MVP right here. He may be an early Vezina Trophy candidate, this Botislav, as a couple of early goals have been the difference makers so far as Knights of Jerusalem with the lead. And they're going to try here, and they've got plenty of room. And Ryan O'Reilly with his second of the game. Braden Shinjeri with his second assist. Tom's Onion Rings. And the Knights of Jerusalem. A potent combination. As the first period will end right there. A 3-0 lead. We'll see what the Dicks have in response. Certainly, they've got to get an extra lift from the play of their AI goaltender. Strategy?
They are going to have to score goals here.
Absolutely, Aila. See, you have your finger on the fucking pulse of this shit, right? Yeah, that is the key. We understand the meta. Anybody says we don't, well, they're just being dicks, so fuck them. That is really cutting to the heart of it. The Mighty Dicks are simply just going to have to score goals here to make something happen. And then the compelling question, the question that's got us all on the edge of our seats, the millions of people watching, is can they do it? They certainly have the weaponry. So it's just a matter of getting it past Capital Skis and the KOG defense. They've kept a clean sheet so far. And now shot coming in. Will be handled behind the net. Will he try to sneak the wraparound past Botislav? The Mighty Dicks all coming in to assist on defense. We'll flip this to the opposite point. And again, we see a lot of plays where you're used to having the 5 players now. And so they put one to a spot where usually somebody would be, like at the opposite point, like that, and then they're not there. There's one less player. But an empty net shot's just going to go wide. As that was a good chance for the Dicks. Capital Skis way out of the net. But this is heading towards Botislav. He's got to get back over. And Ryan O'Reilly will just carry it in. Shit, says Botislav. 4-0 is your score. Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe you're right, Aila. This is history being made tonight. What am I saying? Of course you're right. Or else we would not be here. Be watching MLG Counter-Strike or whatever. We're about halfway through this game. Oh, what a save on a long distance shot from out at the blue line. Botislav there to handle it. So positioning, very good. That's what you want to see from a keeper. And same on the other side from Capital Skis. As far as I know, is being controlled by Hmmmm on the other side. And now here's another 2-on-1 break. He's had so many of these to deal with. And Ryan O'Reilly, his 4th goal of 5 for the Knights of Jerusalem. It is turning into a big evening for them as well. But whether you're a human or an AI, if you're facing this many 2-on-0s, 2-on-1s, you're going to be in for a long night. And so luckily, I don't think Botislav has been programmed to be discouraged, but he's certainly not there as he makes another big stop in front. And now John Montequest loose with it. He's got room, and Capital Skis tipping it away. A very nice save once again. And now the long pass. And set up in the slot. And we'll again coming across. And again, nobody home to slam that one through. We are starting to near the end of the second. which means we head towards the third, the most important period of the hockey game. Turning, firing, not able to get much on that either, if anything at all. So now tic-tac. Throwing one up at the point. Immediately shot back in. And the puck floats into the neutral zone. To end the second, we go to the third. Yeah, what these games have lacked in scoreboard drama, they have certainly made up for in on-ice action and entertainment. So, good stuff. I expect more here in the third. The Mighty Dicks definitely have their work cut out for them to try to score 5 goals in this period against a very tough KOG team sponsored by Tom's Onion Rings. Oh, nice backhand by Jack Grealish. Shoots and scores to make it 6-0. Wow.
I am quite impressed.
Yeah, me too. Just a very solid performance from KOG. Here's another one. This one's shot well wide. And it'll come back. That one hit a skate or two, it looked like, on its way in. So now Mighty Dicks gonna throw this one back into the other end. And Capital Skis coming out big. So he'll be spelled in the back. Braden Shinjerry. I believe that is defenseman Jerry. And a nice setup. Stopped again by Capital Skis. So we're seeing lots of good ideas here from both of these teams. But so far, it has been all about Knights of Jerusalem. They continue to carry the momentum as they will start this one out from their own zone. And another one set up in front there. Looking for Lindros. But not able to pull the trigger once again. Vladislav, you can't tell it from the scoreboard, but he has had an incredible game. KOG has had a lot of shots, a lot of good shots on net, a lot of good opportunities. And Vladislav has stopped quite a few of those. Vladislav Tretiak, I should say, named after one of my favorite goalies, Jack Grealish, though. Oh, the rifle shot from downtown will make it 7-0. And yeah, it's looking very much like victory is just around the corner for the Knights. But the Mighty Dicks still on a campaign to at least get 1 goal. But again, KOG with some movement in front again. They have just really dominated that end of the rink with their play tonight. Having that extra heft of sponsorship from Tom's Onion Rings seemed to have made a big difference in the fortunes of the Knights. And now trying to shovel one through. The Mighty Dicks will pursue this one into the corner. And that's going to bounce into a good spot. Maybe no. It's going to be Jack Grealish getting to this first for Knights of Jerusalem. And he will go ahead and take the long shot. And a hat trick for Jack Grealish. 8 points on the board for Knights of Jerusalem. What a play.
Absolutely.
So with 1 minute left, here comes DVD, and he's going to try to get something offensively happening. John Montequest down there to help out as well. They will work the give and go. And again, glancing off the side of the net. Tic Tac holds it in. And Ryan O'Reilly will try to clear this out. Tic Tac not able to get to it in time. It's going to be Jack Grealish. And the nice tap over to Lindros, who finishes it off. It's right there in the corner of the net. 9-0. Oh, one of the most entertaining 9-0 games we've seen here on Friday Night Hockey, I must say. Is at the end of the day, people are going to be talking about Botislav's performance in the net. It's certainly the most dramatic 9 goals scored on you performance that we've ever seen by a goalie here. So the GGs come out. That one is in stone. Knights of Jerusalem with the victory. And now I'll let them know that it's open skate for whoever wants to hang around and open skate. And we'll see if they do. Some will. KOG, they came to play and they played, and looks like some of them will continue to play, which is good. We like to see that. You know, the Friday Night Hockey, as we always say, started out with open skate. We didn't have leagues. There weren't any leagues yet. So it was just, we start the stream, and whoever shows up on the server, we cast them. That's how it began. And that's how it's going right here at Capital Skis. We saw he managed to get the shutout in the game previously, and now 8 seconds in, he has scored in this open skate, showing some versatility as Capital Skis. So yeah, it looks like the teams are filling out, which is good. So yeah, we were all concerned about attendance, but it has been a pretty well attended evening so far here on Friday Night Hockey. Really appreciate that, folks. Appreciate you watching. Long shot over the net. The eternal struggle of red versus blue. I'll tell you who's out here. In red, it is Jay Lalu, RJ Zamberger, Ristas Hipoff, and Capital Skis. And in blue, Ziggy Zozfossil, Jack Grealish, Dial Lorax. And that's it. They got 3 right now. Possibly a 4th to be added. There are some people that are in the server. They're not playing. I mean, besides me and Aila. We'll teach you how to skate next, Aila. That appears to be the future. This is the hockey bots. But yes, this is the last week of the regular season for Season 10 of HQML. The playoffs come next, and after the playoffs come the finals. Or I think it's I'm pretty sure we're doing it with a sort of a tournament style again, like we did last time. Now, I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. Well, you can quote me on that. I don't care. But yeah, it may be just the The top teams will be seeded accordingly for a postseason tournament. And here's, oh, maybe went for a little extra on that. The wrister will go wide. So red looking to add to their score. They do have a 1-0 lead here in this first period of this open skate. This one, it don't count for nothing, but Capital Skis, somebody forgot to tell him he's got 2. And they are the only 2 goals that have been scored in this open skate. And he's looking for another one there, but Ziggy Zozfossil will get to the puck first. Yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything so far this evening. And I think that's a good sign for the. Oh, what a play as Jack Grealish in traffic, moving away from the net. A really nice goal there. Put blue on the board. It's now 2-1, and they may have another chance here. As a blocked puck, a shot that will travel over the crossbar. Try to hang on to this at the point. Everybody's looking down like, oh shit, where's the puck? It will be the red team pushing it over the line, shooting. Oh, a nice defensive play to reach up with the stick, knock that out of the air. This will be cleared away. RJ Zamberger going for it. And placing that in the opposite corner of the rink, where the battle continues. Ziggy Zozfossil now, leaving one up at the point. Here they come. Stick in the face. It's not going to stop Deloriax. The veteran. He'll be here for Seuss's Loose, who are playing after this. Getting warmed up with the goal there to make it 2-2 in this open skate. As we close the chapter on the first period. And these games are put up on YouTube later if you didn't get to see them while they're happening, or of course if you want to relive the magic later, and I know that many do. I thank them for it. But it's called Video on Demand. It's a hot new thing they've got going on at YouTube. If you go to youtube.com and type in IBN Casting, you can see all the Friday Night Hockey action, or at least all of it that's fit to print, I suppose. There might have been a week or 2 that got skipped as far as the uploads, but you didn't miss much on those. We'll put this one up for sure, though, so you'll definitely want to check it out at IBN Casting on YouTube. And, of course, you can find IBN Casting on Twitter at the same place, IBN Casting. There's a little scroll bar going down at the bottom here that lets you know about all that. And Ziggy Zozfossil letting them know with his first goal of the game. And they're still shouting out Tom's Onion Rings, even for those who are not sponsored. Okay, so yeah, Freedom Commies is officially the #1 seed going into the playoffs. A nice Jerusalem with their performance tonight is second. They were both tied with 7 points. Thank you, DVD, for figuring all this out for us. A couple of shots not going here. The third is the charm as Ziggy Zozfossil is second of the game. 4-2. So yeah, KOG did win their game, and as did the Freedom Commies. But in head-to-head play, the tiebreaker goes to the Freedom Commies. So they will play the Puckbenders in the playoffs. So we're already getting a better picture of what to expect. Freedom Commies' only loss this season is to PB. Wow, I did not realize that. And I was here for these games. But yeah, it has been a tremendous season for the Freedom Commies. And of course, that they've had Matt for some of those games. But even when they haven't had Matt, they've been stellar. They've had Dick McButts too, so get some. They roll pretty deep as far as the people on that team who are very capable goal scorers and people who are capable of putting out some offensive firepower. And that's something that you definitely want going into the playoffs. And looking at an empty net here, Capital Skis will get a hat trick. So a big night for Capital Skis, certainly. As pitching a shutout in the net in the official game and then in the open skate. Scoring all 3 goals so far for his team. 2 minutes left in the second period. That leaves Red down by 1. So will Capital Skis get another one? Helps that they are playing without a goalie over here. So all the red team really has to do is just get something on frame. And get something through the screen. But it is going to be Ziggy Zosfosel firing one over the net. And on the follow-up. Oh, ho, ho. He put the hammer down on that one. But it was not to be. And now the wraparound attempt, and that is stopped. A big block. So good stuff from this red team as we start to tick down the time. The long shot off the crossbar and not in. Man, oh man. Oh, this has been quite an entertaining game. If not, there's another week of hockey. Okay, so Seuss's Loose has to win or else there's another week of hockey. Is that what they're saying? Okay, Capitals gives him his 4th goal. My goodness.
Hockey question mark y'all.
Oh, I see. If they lose, it would create a 3-way tie for the 4th seed. And I guess the top 4 are the ones that go into the playoffs. So things could get all complicated and weird, which normally means that they're gonna. So we shall see. As we're down to 10 seconds left in the second period. And a tie game. No time left here. A shot goes wide. Yeah, it said some frames were dropped there, but now it looks okay. I was looking at the Twitch support. They've had a little bit of trouble on some of the Twitch servers this week. Looks okay so far here. If not, as always, as we said earlier, this is being recorded and will be uploaded later to the YouTube. So now, turning, letting one go, and will not land, but Capital Skis will start the dump and chase for the red team. As again, they will not face opposition in the net. There is nobody in the net for blue. They're going full on offense, and it is paying off for them, but that was a nice stop. as it slowed the momentum of the puck and redirected it. So RJ Zamberger doing nice work. Could we be looking at extra time in this one? Who knows? It has been an interesting evening, though. Hey, there's Guitar Guy. What's up, man? One of the great casters from the Independent Broadcast Network. And we are here on Fri Nite just having a good time with Fri Nite Hockey. The open skate happening now. We've got one more actual scheduled game and one that could very well determine the course of the season, as it turns out. A very destiny altering game. Who would have thought? And a lot of that will come down to which of the teams show up. Puckbenders already showing some promise in that aspect of the meta, as they showed up last week and got the W for it. Oh, and Jay Lalu will get this one as that bounced off a stick or two. Capital Skis will get credit for the assist, and the red team the 5-4 lead, and another good chance here as again facing that empty net. Doing well, Guitar Guy. Things have been picking up a little bit as we start to get into 2016. We're starting to get a little bit of traction on some of these new games that are coming out, and maybe bringing back a couple of the old games that people enjoyed. And certainly this is an old game that people enjoyed and still do. Even though it's a few years old, it continues to grow in North America. And the wraparound attempt, not quite there. Follow-up is blocked. And now Red with a chance to break loose. Long shot fired in. Capital Skis shoots and scores. Putting the biscuit in the basket, his 5th of the game. What a night for Capital Skis. After stopping all the... Jay Lalu adding to it. I'm trying to talk about Capital Skis and Jay Lalu interrupting. He does get the assist on that along with Jay Lalu. But, yeah, pitching a shutout for KOG, assuring their spot in the playoffs, and then just carrying the load here in this open skate. So offense, defense is doing it all. But yeah, lots of good things on the horizon. We keep talking about it, but they're finally starting to happen. And also just the hockey alone has been a lot of fun, and we are heading towards playoffs and finals for the 10th season of HQML, which just making it to 10 seasons was an accomplishment as far as I was concerned. We've certainly casted games in our time that did not make it that far. Games with a lot of money behind them. They're the next big esport. And yeah, here's one with no marketing budget whatsoever. I think these casts are a lot of the marketing budget, honestly, I guess. But it continues to grow and continues to find a following. And so it's a great testament to all of our friends in North America who make the game fun, and all of our international, worldwide friends as well, who keep it going across the globe. And we're hoping to have more information on some of that, as well as there is another rumored game between North America and Russia. We love seeing those. And with the progress that the North American game has made. I really want to see how they play against Russia now. They've come close a few times. They've taken a game or two off of Russia, but Russia's still the gold standard by which hockey ? Play is measured. So they are the gold medalists. They won the World Cup last year. So, look at that. The Minnesotans, they are not fucking around tonight. They have at least 4. They're saying Dildo and can't play, but that's okay because they actually have a full lineup. Yes, this is a league game now. So the potentially last league game of the season, unless the Minnesotans take this. If I'm understanding this correctly, if the Minnesotans win this game, it forces a 3-way tie for 4th. I may be getting this wrong. Which means that we'll have a special playoffs. Playoffs. Yeah, we'll have playoffs on top of playoffs, Aila. Can we handle this? I don't know. But so that will determine. It's like a wild card game, I suppose. So now the question becomes, does Seuss is Loose have their full team in place? And we saw Deloriax earlier, but he is currently not here. So who are they going to bring? Yes, they do have admin. Ha ha ha. It's just hard to do everything on top of casting. Run all the admin stuff, kick and ban, and provide this highly entertaining play-by-play for you to call the action. Herculean task. So, yeah, it looks like they will have. There's Dial. Yertle the Turtle, of course. So, yes, there it is. Seuss is Loose versus the Minnesotans in a game that has big, really big implications. In blue, the Fudnuddlers, Ziggy Zozfuzzle, Dial Lorax, and Yertle the Turtle, making up Seuss is Loose. In red, the Minnesotans, Eric VM, Cal Kosala, Will Borgen, and Fat Squirrel. What's a Lorax? He speaks for the trees, Fat Squirrel. Read the novel sometime. So quickly off the draw, we'll see Seuss is Loose on the attack. Unsurprising. Oh, and somehow that one kept out. Not over the line. Not over the line, Smokey. And they'll turn and go for it again. And this one, it just fell off the tip of the tape and goes wide. Long pass, and again, you'll see Seuss is Loose wasting no time getting back on offense. This is the style that they play. And the Minnesotans working it through, and they're going to go for the empty net here. Will Borgen will score and will make it 1-0. How about that?
They are putting on a show for us here.
Yeah, but all night, Aila. I'm thrilled. I mean, after last week was kind of a bummer. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. But Kale Kosala with the wraparound, and the Minnesotans are with the 2-goal lead here. And as I understand it, if they win, they're going to force an extra week of the regular season after all that talk we've done, Aila, about how this is the last week of the regular season. We're going to the playoffs. But I guess that's technically true, though, because it'll be a mini playoff of sorts. But Will Borgen with his second. The stick work in front of the net. Interesting.
Well, it's always interesting.
Ain't it, though? Ain't it just? So, 3 minutes now, they're looking again, and Yerl the Turtle will get the save on that one. And it will be Ziggy Zozfossil getting to it. The shot. Fat Squirrel with the save for the Minnesotans. And Fat Squirrel, we watched him have a great game the other night in LHL. Fantastic goalie. So it will be up to him to preserve the lead against this team. This is a team with a very potent offensive capability, and the puck very potent as it flies, lands back behind the net. And this now picked up and shoveled again back where it was. Held in at the point, though. Will the Minnesotans have another chance to strike? A collision with their own teammate will push this back into their zone. But they are controlling possession of the puck. That is important, especially when you have a 3-goal lead in the first period. Remarkable performance so far by this Minnesotan team. They've had their struggles this year as well. But boy, howdy, do they look good tonight against Seuss's Loose. A proven team full of great shooters. And there's a shot that will be turned aside by Fat Squirrel. I suspect the next couple of periods are going to be busy ones for Fat Squirrel, as we'll see them fine-tune their offense a little bit, but they're not getting a chance to, as again the Minnesotans, a 3-on-1 break, and going for the razzle-dazzle, the spin move there. Will the puck wrested away from them. Now Fat Squirrel will go all the way out to the boards to play this. And here is, they're moving through. Minnesotans, Yerl the Turtle with the stop. And just some good stick work there by, keep wanting to call him Carino Kusika. Ziggy Zozfossil. As Deloriak's on the initial shot, Ziggy Zozfossil coming in on the rebound. And finally, something breaks their way. And Seuss's Loose will at least narrow the deficit to 2 as we head towards the second period. And now off the and there is Carino Kusika. Take that, Kuro Nico. Take that, Monami. The greatest love story ever told. Or a emo. Definitely check it out. Oh, and a hat trick for Cali Kosala. So the Minnesotans forcing the issue here. If this is how it's going to be, then yeah, we're going to have an extra week of play to determine where the playoffs are going to land as far as the seeding. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Such a great season that nobody wants it to end. You gonna answer? What was the question? I don't know what his question was. To be honest, I don't pay attention to everything that's said in the chat. For one thing, you're trying to make sure you cover the action. Another thing, I'm bullshitting about stupid things that are irrelevant. And is this about Tom's onion rings? We've already thoroughly covered Tom's onion rings. Three minutes now in the third period, and a 4-goal lead for the Minnesotans. We thought that the goalie mod was going to even things up somewhat. And that one week they certainly did. The goalie mod just really made the games close. They're all like 4-3, 3-2. And this week had some games that were a little bit more, let's say, wide open. And some of that has to do with play style. I mean, as you see, right now the goal is open on the Seuss's Loose side. And now finally closed down as Earl the Turtle comes in. The defense comes in, and they clear this out. But yeah, it's yeah, so much for close games. But this one could get closer before things are said and done. Oh, what a stop there as Fat Squirrel. He saw him set up and was ready to take care of business and did. And now on the other side, Yertle the Turtle in a stare down. He gets the better of it. That's a shot coming in. Oh, and even though screened, another big save by Yertle the Turtle. So the goalies starting to come into their own as we are at the 1 minute mark of the second period. Now here comes Seuss's Loose. Shot wide. Will they be able to get back to this in time? No, Minnesota. They have been so quick on the counterattack, and that has really made a difference. Earl the Turtle, though, coming out big to make that stop. A heads-up play, a gutsy play, and it paid off for him. So he will waste no time tapping this one out to center ice. And now a chance, and another save by Fat Squirrel. Tremendous. And that, again, Minnesotans turning it into an offensive chance. But not able to capitalize. They'll have another chance here, possibly if he can get to this. 3 seconds. 2-1. He's got to get it off. Oh, and the shot off the post to end the second period. 5-1 your score. Minnesotans fighting for their playoff lives and fighting well against Seuss's Loose, a very good team. Who will no doubt be trying to get their offense running on all cylinders, the kind of offense we're accustomed to seeing from Seuss's Loose. But this has been the difference right there. As soon as the shot comes out, you see the Minnesotans working their way up the ice, and Will Borgen with the hat trick. And again, just the stick play. So good. So good. Wow.
I am quite impressed.
I am too, Aila. This is a standout performance from the Minnesotans. When they needed to come up with greatness, they did. But it's all just about that counterattack. That as soon as the play is made, they are already back into it. They're already wheeling up, but Deloriax reminds us that there is still time left in this game. His first goal, their second, a 4-goal deficit, 4 minutes. Is that doable? Oh, you betcha. For this team, it is. Certainly it is. Gerald the Turtle now, and he will look to play it out quickly. As, again, possession is going to become very important, and so far the possession game has really been dominated by the Minnesotans. Just those quick outlet passes, just turning around the flow of play. It's just been fantastic. And they've got the puck again. And hanging on to it. This will be slapped away, but followed in by Eric. And Yertle the Turtle, seeing that developing in front of him, was just like, no, I'm putting a stop to this right now. But there they are again. And this one, a golf putt into the slot. Now behind the net, it will be Yertle the Turtle again. Be looking up the ice here. It gets away from everybody, and they will chase this down. And again, the Minnesotans. Oh, but just laying it in right into the slot. That could have been deadly. But instead, it is the Minnesotans again breaking loose. And Will Borgen, what a beautiful shot. Put it where they ain't. How about that?
How about that indeed?
7-2. And a save here, Fat Squirrel. He has been good when he needed to be as well. Another. Like DJ Khaled, another one. So now the offensive pressure starting to come into play for Seuss's Loose, but again, on the counter, it is the Minnesotans. They will dump this back. It is Fat Squirrel. Cool. Put it to the mostly clear side of the rink. Now Will Borgen with it. With time and room to operate. Send this down, and we're down to a minute left, and you got to hand it to this Minnesotans team. They have forced a playoff before the playoff. if I understand all this shit correctly, and good chance that I may not. We don't know. But I believe that is what we were hearing earlier from DVD. So you'll definitely want to tune in next week as we go through this whole process again. We battle for that last spot in the playoffs. And we'll throw in a little something extra, maybe a hockey bot exhibition or something of that nature to sweeten the deal a little bit, as if playoff implications weren't enough. And they are not done, perhaps. The shot just wide. But again, the Minnesotans just controlling puck possession, controlling the neutral zone, and getting a resounding victory. I was kind of really impressed by that. 7-2 is your final, and that is going to do it for the games tonight on the Independent Broadcast Network. We want to thank you for joining us. You saw a good one this evening. You saw a few good ones, and they will be up on YouTube later. Hope that you will check those out as well. And from Aila and myself, we had a good time, and we will see you next Friday, if not before. We always say we may be on later streaming, but then you never know what's going to happen. So it's like a box of chocolates here on the Independent Broadcast Network. Definitely follow us on Twitter, though, and it will let you know when we go live with this stream or other streams throughout the week. And follow us at Winners with One and Abby and Aila as well. We try to keep you updated with all of our antics and shenanigans. And, of course, IBN Casting on YouTube. So, from all of us here at IBN, thanks to the teams who played. Thanks for another great season that is not over yet. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Sweet dreams.
I am my robot.